So managing the meadows at Trumpington Meadows is really an annual job. There's stuff to be done all throughout the year. So early on in the spring we might be looking at invasive species, we do botanical surveys, we also go out in the summer and we pull ragwort from the meadows, which is toxic to livestock if it's made into hay, so we have to remove that with big groups of volunteers. We at the same time are having an ongoing conversation with a local farmer about the dates that he can come and start cutting the hay and baling it. Plus we do quite a lot ourselves, so we're also planning that as well. We normally try and cut the hay at roughly the same time every year. So we start in early July and we go on till late August. The farmer takes the hay away from him and he feeds it to those animals. So it's really fantastic that the hay is getting cut and is getting used for something. So here you can see that the farmer has already cut the hay in this bit of field and they are coming along and they're rowing the hay up. So they are using this machine to take the cut hay, make it into a nice neat row, and then a baler can easily come along after it, run over the top of the row and pick up the hay as it goes and turn it into bales. We have some areas in our nature reserve, like our orchard area, where there's lovely bits of wildflower meadows in amongst the fruit trees, but it's too small to get a really big tractor in to come and properly hay cut. So we still do this old school. We cut the hay by hand and then we get a team of volunteers in to rake it up and to leave it in discrete hay piles along the hedgerows in the nature reserve. Sometimes we get corporate volunteers out on a wild work day, but we also do have our own volunteer team who will come and help us every week. We often get asked why we're cutting the meadows down every year. It looks like it might be a bit destructive and not necessary. The main reason that we do it is in order to keep a wildflower meadow in tip-top condition, it needs to be cut annually, say, or grazed or managed in some way to remove the nutrients out of the meadows. A lot of our wildflower species really thrive in low nutrient conditions, and if a meadow is too high in nutrients, you start to get other things growing in it, things that we don't really want as much, like nettles and docks, thistles, bristly oxtongue, things like that. So in doing a hay cut or in having animals in to graze every year, you're kind of removing all of that. Also, if you just completely left a bit of meadow and never ever cut it, over years things like bramble and scrub would start to appear in the meadows, and after a long time it would just start to turn into a woodland. So that's not what we're managing it for. We are managing it as a nature reserve with a wildflower meadow in it.